Demo, we'll see how we can use AutoML to build and train a classification model. A classification model is used to predict a discrete category or class label based on input features. For example, this is what you'd use to classify emails as spam or not spam, or categorize customer feedback as positive, negative, or neutral. In our demo, we'll use details about an employee to see whether the employee was promoted or not. Here are the steps that we'll follow. We'll first upload the training data to the data lakehouse in exactly the same way as we've done before. We'll upload our raw file and convert it to a table. The next step is we'll use the AutoML wizard to create and configure the model. This in turn will generate a notebook. We'll look at the basic details of the notebook that we're executing and run the ML model. You'll find that the AutoML generated code is not always perfect. Now, if you're familiar with coding, you'll be able to inspect the code and make the changes that you need to train your model. Finally, the third and last step is we'll use the model for predictions via a very simple wizard that Fabric gives us. Let's start with the very first step where we upload our training data to the lakehouse. Here I am in my Fabric workspace. We already have the lakehouse set up from a previous demo, Looney Lakehouse. Click through to the lakehouse and here I'll upload the file on my local machine to this files section here in the lakehouse. Upload files will bring up the Finder window on my local machine where I can navigate to and find the file. The data that we'll work with is this HR Analytics dataset that I downloaded from Kaggle. Go ahead and hit upload, and this file is now available in our lakehouse. All I have to do next is to create a table that will load in the contents of this file, and that's the table that we'll use with AutoML. Here is my HR Analytics CSV file. Click on the three dots and here you'll find an option to load to tables. Let's create a new table. This will automatically detect the schema of the file. The separator is the comma. We'll use header for column names. And the default name of the table sounds good. It's called HR Analytics. Once the data has been successfully loaded, you can take a quick look at what the data looks like. Just click on the table and this will give you a preview of the data. You can see that we have a bunch of information about employees, the department, the region, the education, gender, recruitment channel, number of trainings, age, other details like awards won, average training score, and finally we have the is promoted column. That's what we are trying to train the model to predict, whether an employee was promoted or not based on all of these other features. A value of 0 means the employee was not promoted, a value of 1 means that they were. With the basic setup, we are now ready to head back to our workspace and move on to the next step in our demo. Here is where we'll create, configure, and run a model using AutoML. In our Fabric workspace, click on New Item and find the option for ML model. Select that option. First, of course, we'll name the model Promotion Prediction Model. Click on Create and choose AutoML. This is what we're looking for, automated machine learning. This will bring up a dialog that we are now familiar with. Our configuration, of course, will be a little different. The first is to choose the data source. We'll select the Looney Lakehouse, which is where our HR Analytics data lives in a table. Go ahead and select that table. Click on Next. The next thing is to define the purpose of your ML model. We are going to be training a binary classification model. It's classification because we are determining whether a particular employee was promoted or not, and it's binary because there are just two possible values. An employee was promoted, yes, no. Once you've picked binary classification as a task, the next thing you configure is the AutoML mode. The choice for this depends on what you're trying to achieve. Do you just want to quickly validate that your data can be used to build a model, use quick prototype, or custom and set a very small training time? If you want AutoML to run training using a variety of different algorithms and find the best fit on your data, choose Best Fit. This will train multiple models and it can run for up to an hour as AutoML tunes the various models that it tries out. The interpretable option trains only a subset of models available with AutoML. That is, those models that have interpretability built in, explainability built in. There are certain kinds of machine learning algorithms that allow for explainability, that help you identify what features drove a particular outcome or prediction from the model. Those are the algorithms that will be trained when you choose interpretable, as I've done here. When you hit next, you'll find that the AutoML wizard has connected to the HR analytics table, and here you can choose your prediction column. Unfortunately, the UI has a glitch where it didn't allow me to scroll all the way to the bottom. Make sure you choose is promoted as the column. All the columns other than this one will be used as features for model training. Now, if you'd like AutoML to handle missing data in specific ways, you can expand the Manage Columns section and change the data imputation method. You can choose to fill in missing values in your data using the mean, the median, the mode that is the most frequent, or you can just leave it as auto and let AutoML pick the right technique. And then we have automatic featureization. This allows AutoML to automatically generate features using whatever existing X variables we have in our data. Click on next, that will take us to the section for final details. Again, our data set isn't that large, so we'll train multiple models at the same time using Pandas data frames. We won't train with Spark. The name of the notebook, Employee Promotion Prediction Notebook, and the experiment is called Employee Promotion Prediction Model Experiment. Go ahead and click on next, and you can just hit create, and this will set up the notebook for you. And this will create a notebook with sections that are very familiar. The code will be a little different, and of course, it will operate on the data that you've just specified.